What's doing here at town?
What's doing here at town? Actually, a lot of things. We're just passing my favorite section in here, which happens to be the foreign section. I'm going to take you over into...
Take us into foreign first.
All right, let's do that. I was going to take you into Asia, but I'll show you around foreign. Possibly have what I consider the most unique section of rentals in New York City in terms of foreign. We carry a lot of independent rentals, but with the foreign section, we divide our foreign into languages: Chinese, Japanese, Italian, and such. You can see quite a few hundred tapes. We carry enough of each, so...
Pick out
Dutch.
a title for us.
Pick out a title? Actually, this is the highest title on the market, The Killer. Excellent choice for me to pick out. John Woo's new film, The Hard Target, it comes out actually today, with Jean-Claude Van Damme, which will probably
Who's
be...
in this one?
I couldn't pronounce those names even if I wanted to. John Woo's pretty easy. I'm sure that's not even his real name. I'm sure.
Oh, is this where they just everybody murders everybody forever?
It's stylistic killing.
It's what?
Killing with a little style to it. Well, okay, let's take you into the new releases. I'm going to tell you a few good things you should be checking out this week, actually. If you follow me over this way, some of these have been out a few weeks, but still highly recommended. The Crying Game, big independent feature. Bram Stoker's Dracula, Francis Ford Coppola. The director of photography actually is a regular shopper in the store, Michael Bauhaus, who I spoke
Pull
with.
the tape out. Show us like you.
Want to repeat it?
Yeah, go ahead. Yes.
We have Bram Stoker's Dracula, directed by Francis Ford Coppola. Sounds pretty familiar, actually. Coppola, Dracula. The director of photography for this, Michael Bauhaus, a regular shopper in the store. Nice gentleman, too. Very well done movie here. As I say, The Crying Game, excellent independent feature from Neil Jordan, who will be doing Interview with the Vampire shortly. Highly recommend this as well. Ridley Scott's 1492. Love it or hate it. Actually, a very good depiction of Christopher Columbus, but the movie's just a little too long. It runs about 2.5 hours. But for those of you folks who can't stand subtitles, doesn't have subtitles, but you may not be able to stand it anyway.
You can't forget this one. You can't forget this one. This one here. It's an Academy Award winner.
I rented this one. I'm lying. That's not true.
Seen the film before?
Oh, no.
No? What are you renting?
Vanishing.
Who's in it?
Jeff Bridges, Keith Sutherland, Nancy Travis.
Good film? We haven't seen it yet.
I heard it's a good film.
Okay, new releases. Hooah! Al Pacino. Still pretty recent. Oscar winner. There were better choices for him to win the Oscar, but actually quite a good film.
Letterboxd and Pan Scan?
Actually, I only know of the letterbox version. I myself only recommend the letterbox. Full aspect ratio of the film. Anybody that would like the Little Mac Attack, Home Alone 2. First one of the biggest selling lasers of all time. Actually, there's two independent features this week. At least one independent feature in the last week that's released. Bad Lieutenant, Harvey Keitel. Becoming the king of independent films. Reservoir Dogs, Bad Lieutenant. I think Harvey has something to say. It's usually said with a gun, but he says it. Actually, some old releases for the first time. Monroe, one of her first films, Asphalt Jungle, directed by John Huston. And we actually have two James Dean films.
Try to say which company releases it.
Right. Asphalt Jungle, one of Marilyn Monroe's first films, actually a first full feature-length film, which is directed by John Huston, as I say. MGM UA actually put this one out. And there's a couple of Warner titles, which are out in the widescreen for the first time, both James Dean titles.
They were in the box set first.
The box set first is widescreens. Now they're available individually through widescreen. You're going to find a few other things over here that are actually interesting too. Bruce Beresford, if I'm pronouncing his name the right way, director of Driving Miss Daisy and The Black Robe. He's also directed. Also put up MGM UA.
Let me get the other side of this reflection.
Something you might be interested in, Juliet of the Spirits, Federico Fellini. We wish him well. Recently had a stroke, so we'll see how this sells. Master of Italian cinema, hopefully this will be okay with him. The Eastwood box set put out by Warner Brothers. That happens to be the single happens to be the biggest selling disc in the market right now, Unforgiven. It is #1, should be for the next couple of weeks. We have more Chaplin discs on the way. I did that for you. I had a feeling you wanted to mention it.
I'll do Chaplin. Hot Rentals. Smile.
Very good. They're doing real well. Yeah, we've got a lot of bestsellers here, Ira.
Which ones?
As I said, Reservoir Dogs is still good, and Untamed Heart is very popular. Benny and June is a new one. That's doing really well also.
What are you finding people renting these days?
Sorry?
Hot Rentals.
Let's see. Untamed Heart. That's a pretty good one.
Who's in there?
Field, Passion Fish. Christian Slater, Rosie Perez, and Maritza Tomei. She won Best Actress, I guess. In
You're married? Why did you do that to me?
Okay, Hot Rentals, a tower.
Huh?
Tell me, what are the Hot Rentals?
Reservoir Dogs. What else? Untamed Heart, Summersby, Ascent of a Woman. I'm not gonna say those, although they are hot rentals here.
What's Hot Rentals here?
The ones he said.
Which ones is that?
I can't say it. The ones Victor said.
75 and up crowd.
Which one were we
They're real
talking
big.
You've seen?
Oh, yes, in the theater?
Yeah.
Oh,
Walk
okay.
around.
Okay, yeah. Hey, Ira. It's great to be back. It's been,
New
what,
season?
7 months? Yes, yes. Just thought you were on a hiatus like anything but love. But
No, but we need
you're better than that. Anyway.
Bitching and moaning of Danny.
Okay. Just saw The Fugitive this past weekend. Very, very entertaining. It really, really was a lot of fun. It took me about half the film before I realized I'm not supposed to believe anything that actually happens in this movie. But all in all, it is what Hollywood would define as pure entertainment, and on that level, it's terrific. Tommy
I'm
Lee
sorry he
Jones.
found the guy at the end. I think he should have went off into the sunset.
I don't know. I don't know what the heck they're coming at here, but I mean, it was just some incredible parts. But I'll tell you, Tommy Lee Jones, that was me, but I'm going to put him on hold. Tommy Lee Jones, Oscar nominee for, I guess it'd be 94. The Oscars would be 94 this year? Or 93? No, 93. Best Supporting Actor nomination. He was terrific. He was terrific. Best film I've still seen this year is Groundhog Day. Incidentally, it's coming on video. I really want to accent this because this is the best movie I've seen. Bill Murray, Groundhog Day. I think it's coming the 25th of this month. It's terrific. I can't believe it is actually the best movie I've seen this year. I saw the trailers when they were, when it first came out. It looked like Caddyshack 4. It's like the gopher getting guy comes back and now he's living every day the same. No, it is romantic. It is poignant. Loads of laughs. And Bill Murray turns in the performance of his career. It's terrific. A lot of fun. Answer the phone? Okay.
How you doing?
I'm fine. How are you?
Dude.
Nothing's on her though. It's so weird. She hasn't rented in a while. Okay.
I want to see what you have out by Criterion.
I don't want to be a spokesman for Criterion.
Well, just show me what you have out. You've worked
Oh, what do
hard
I have?
enough on it.
Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, well, new releases from Criterion that I worked on.
Yeah.
Well, there's the Samurai trilogy. There's Samurai 1 over here.
Which one?
This
Let me pull it out and show it to us.
Samurai 1 was actually the first samurai film to be released.
Pull it out and talk to me, but hold it tilted like that, and then I'll cut to something. Pull it out like you're pulling it out.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Okay, and then talk about it. Go ahead.
Samurai 1 was actually the first samurai film after Rashomon, which really wasn't an action film, to become a hit in the United States. It won the Best Foreign Film Oscar for 1954.
Who's in it? What is this?
Oh, the star is Toshiro Mifune, and along with Seven Samurai, it really introduced him to a lot of people in the West. And strangely enough, Samurai 2, which was made the following year, didn't get released in this country until 12 years later, in 1966-67. The third part of the series, Samurai 3, which just came out on DISC, never ran theatrical in this country, at least not in any national distribution. And, what else have I done? Let's see.
Oh, Evergreen.
Yes. This is probably the best musical ever adapted from a Rodgers and Hart stage show, Evergreen, with Jesse Matthews. It has the two principals from the original stage version from 1930 London. It has the three most notable songs from the original show. And the extra songs that were added on by Harry Woods are also delightful in their own right. And it's just a very funny story. It's choreographed in a manner that is very reminiscent of Busby Berkeley, and not by accident. The American who choreographed Evergreen was Buddy Bradley, who actually probably did a lot of the work on stage that Busby Berkeley got credit for at the end of the 1920s. Bradley wasn't allowed to sign his own name at the time, partly because he was black, and he just didn't have the advantage of signing his own name to the choreography. And it's a really delightful picture with a wonderful score and beautiful choreography, extraordinary Art Deco settings, and a couple of really good songs, including Dancing on the Ceiling. And then there's The Emperor Jones.
Oh, my favorite.
Paul Robeson's starring film, the film that really what constituted his debut on the big screen. He had done a silent film in the mid-20s for Oscar Michaud, but it hadn't had as much distribution as Emperor Jones. And it's a new digital transfer of the movie, and it's paired off with an extraordinary half-hour documentary called Paul Robeson, Tribute to an Artist, which won an Academy Award in 1979 as Best Short Documentary.
That's on the disc?
Yes, that's paired with The Emperor Jones on the Laserdisc, and includes very rare footage of Robeson performing on stage, singing on battlefields, performing in cathedrals, also doing a song that had a great deal of meaning at the time called Ballad for Americans, which really said a great deal about what this country was about at the end of the Depression and the beginning of World War II. And that's all on there with The Emperor Jones. It's quite a package. Let's see.
Okay, John.
Okay, you're not giving me any warning or anything. Okay, yeah, so I guess this is a good time to show you guys that at Tower Video we do rent movies and hopefully know everything there is to know about them, but we also sell books about them too. Citadel's film books are quite excellent. I have one actually myself. They usually study a particular director or an actor or an actress, and then you can get a list of all their films. I have an Alfred Hitchcock one that's wonderful, so it'll tell you every film he ever made.
What do you got here?
Let's see, I got Jimmy Stewart. You can look up any movie of his. Judy Garland. We even have sex in the movies. Aha! That should be an interesting one to some people. There's a book on Martin Scorsese. He's one of your favorite directors. All different kinds of subjects, a lot of interesting stuff. We got Black Hollywood from 1910 to today. And W.C. Fields, Ingrid Bergman, classics of the silent screen, a pretty broad range, you see. Frank Sinatra, foreign films, classic gangster films, more silent films, Spencer Tracy, classic science fiction films, Frank Capra, films of Jack Nicholson, so it really can go from old stuff to new stuff, a lot of books.
Just turn it around.
Okay.
Go ahead.
What do you look like?
Oh, it's cool. I might actually have to buy these two. This one's a TV Guide TV book, 40 years of the all-time greatest television, facts, fads, hits, and history. And then we have a book on Bonanza for you Bonanza fans, Dan Blocker and Lauren Green and Michael Lennon and everybody else.
Do you have VHS on Bonanza?
Yes, we do have some VHS on Bonanza. As a matter of fact, I hope we do. At least we did in Paramus. Let's see. I don't see any Bonanza right now. Actually, they didn't put too many out. We won't do that then. There's been a few, but not that much put out on those. But let's see. Bonanza. And there he is.
Well, humbly speaking, I heard these tapes are pretty good. I think we're going to go see an excerpt of it right now.
Okay, let's go do it. This is another section of books that we have at Tower, and magazines too. A lot of stuff you can study. They have films in review, film threat video, Divinity, some strange ones we get here. Laserdisc newsletter is actually one of my faves. It tells you all about the new Laserdiscs that they released and whether or not they're good or worth buying. We got the Clio Awards down there, so we're really a broad range. Commercials. Are those yours too?
I got those from
Wars?
I bought the
Red?
Clio Awards.